I'm here with Turkish. Turkish, 2 defeats in a row. The first one was bad against West Ham, but this one hurts badly. Turkish, what went wrong today?
It's the same thing all season, chance creation. It's frustrating. I know we're going to talk about the referees and VAR shortly, and rightly so, because, their goal was contentious to say the least. But I think the big problem today has been the big problem all season, our fluidity. There is none. We're not efficient in the transition. It's all good and well controlling the game. And you know what? That's a pro today. We controlled the game at St. James Park. We was composed. We nullified their threat. We rattled a few cages. You know, they tried to go hard in on us quite early on, and we matched them for it.
Yeah, I thought we competed well, especially in the first half. Well, actually, throughout the game, we competed well. We even had the sight of Havertz running around and making tackles and putting himself about, which we welcomed. However, like you said, that final bit of quality in the final third cost us. And I've got to say, and I did mention it to James, I'm disappointed in the goal we conceded, in particular the goalkeeper, David Raya. It's my contention that he should have done better, a lot better with that. What do you think about the goal we conceded?
Yeah, he probably should have done better. But then Willock should have been closed down a bit quicker as well. And the referee or the VAR should probably have ruled it out by their own rules, 2 hands on the back. I actually, look at it and think it would have been soft. It looked like Gabriel was already on his way down to head the ball from a low range, and Joe Linton just put 2 hands on his back, but it was given. So yeah, Raya is at fault a little bit there, because it looks like the 2-3 steps he takes forward just as Willock's about to cross it has cost him, and he's got underneath the ball, which we kind of saw against Mudryk as well. That one just happened to fall into the back of the net. This one goes back post, and it's an open goal. So yeah, there's some fault on Raya there. And listen, this all comes back down to Arteta for me. Everything comes back down to Arteta, because we're at this is new for me, because usually I look at ownership and not doing enough in the summer or not spending enough. Finally, they've done enough over the last 2-3 years for me to look at the manager now. If it's not working, look at the manager now. Because at the end of the day, Raya, he's our goalkeeper, because Arteta's made that decision to bring him in and put him in front of Ramsdale, who for the last couple of years has done quite a good job for us. There was definitely mistakes there, and I can understand trying to improve on him, the fine margins and all that. But at the moment, there's no justification for that decision. It might be yet to come. And then you look at why we're failing to create chances, maybe. Behind Odegaard, you bought Vieira a year ago, but he doesn't start this one. Havertz starts this one, but I thought you bought Havertz for the 8. Havertz starts in the 10 for the second game this season, the famous 10 he was at Leverkusen, and we get nothing yet again. That's a big money signing from him. Eddie starts up top, someone that's got given a new contract off the back of the hat-trick. Blunt. If he was the cutting edge last week, he was blunt as hell this week. Now, people might argue where's the service. This is where I move on to Saka and Martinelli. Saka more so than Martinelli, because I still think Martinelli gave us something on the ball. Saka gave us nothing. And
it wasn't a good day for Saka today, I've got to admit. He didn't look at it. We don't know whether it's tiredness, stoutness, maybe he's carrying a little knock. But he did look off the pace today, I've got to say. But let's talk about the fluidity, because this is something that you've been banging on about. And listen, I do get your point. But can you offer us any way that we can correct that? I mean, we've got some big games coming up. We've got the game against Seville on Tuesday, got another big Premier League game next weekend. How does a manager address that lack of fluidity that we're, it's beyond question now that is becoming a problem? How does he solve it?
I never claim to understand, tactics as well as someone like James or something. I don't know what changes have been made this season in comparison to last, because they're tactical tweaks. They're more now. Every role on the pitch is a separate instruction now, whereas back in the day it was the defensive unit has an instruction, the midfield unit has an instruction, and the forward 2 have an instruction. Whether one drops to support the other, or, they all have instruction in units. Now the instructions are all individual roles. So I don't know exactly what's been said going into this season that's caused us to kind of nullify ourselves in a way. We don't have a cutting edge. We don't have that excitement anymore this season. Our XG today was 0.5. So as much as people might argue with the VAR and the decision to give the goal, fair enough. But did we do enough to win the game? A couple minutes ago, I talked about control at St. James Park. Wonderful. We was composed. Saliba, beast. I need to mention that because as much as we lost the game, Saliba is a beast.
Yes,
and it was not down to him that we lost that game. All we lacked in that first half, or all we lacked up until the goal, all we lacked over the whole 90 minutes, is some passages of play that, we had one in the second half when Martinelli got into the box. It was like a 2-3 neat passes and he cut in, but nothing came from it in the end. It is what it is. We should be creating those chances, consistently over 90 minutes, because Saka and Martinelli, look at what they done for us last season. They were so exciting to watch.
So let's drill down a bit. So what is it? Is it we're not shooting enough? Are the strikers not getting the service? What can you put a finger as to why we're not scoring more goals? I mean, okay, we scored.
So I'll give you 2 key ones today.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2. You're not going to like it, okay? So I'll start with the one that you don't care about. The upgrade on Xhaka was Havertz. That was wrong, and we can't fix that now because there's no transfer window, and you don't seem to trust Vieira enough, who was, bought the last summer. So cool, that's one thing we can't fix right now. And Eddie Nketiah is the second. So as much as he scored a hat-trick last weekend, it was a great hat-trick. Jesus can create from that false 9 position. Eddie can't. So at least if Jesus isn't on the end of opportunities, he's creating opportunities. Eddie, if he's not at the end of them, long day.
Yeah, I think it's becoming pretty obvious that as much as I, gave Eddie's props last week, we do need to upgrade that striking position come January. That is becoming a real problem now. We really need to address that. But even allowing for that, though, the cutting edge is just not there the way it was last season. And that also needs addressing. As I said, the goalkeeping situation has not been fully resolved. We've got 2 apparently top quality goalkeepers, but they're both making errors. So there's a few things going wrong at the moment. It
all comes down to Arteta. Everything that you've mentioned there, it was an Arteta decision. Raya over Ramsdale, Havertz to come in as the upgrade on Xhaka, Eddie to be the backup to Jesus. These are all Arteta decisions. So, at the same time, our expectation is where it is now because of Mikel Arteta and what he's done for the football club. But, this season should never have been a 2 steps back, 4 steps forward thing. It should have been a 2 steps forward thing from the get-go. Instead, he's overthought it. It seems like he's overcoaching it. And it seems that right now, we don't have an answer to why we're not creating enough chances.
Okay, Turkish, we'll leave it there. I think you've made it very clear how you feel. Thank you very much, bro.